Okay, let's see. Refresh this page. Now, it says upcoming. Is that true? Like I'm doing the same thing. I can't tell if I'm live or not. Okay. Should be good now. Alright. This is going to be an extremely informal video. More so practice than anything else. Just to see if I even like live streaming this way. But here's what we're going to do. I am going to scroll through r/Ask Astrologers. I'm going to choose some random people and answer some questions that people have. I kind of like to just do this in my free time every now and then. Helps me practice my interpretation skills. And if you want to follow along with me, then great. Let's get started. Okay. So, I'm gonna read some of these at random just to see. I really liked this YouTuber's astrology videos and liked their interpretations. I saw that they had paid readings available. I already knew everything about my chart, however, I decided to get, I was really excited. They really stressed on the, okay, I see this actually does have 11 comments on it. Well, including this person's replies. So, I'm actually not going to respond to this one, but you know what, let me refresh this just in case, but I need to stop saying If you can hear music in the background, by the way, it's copyright free. There I go again. You see why I needed this practice? Why does my chart freak people out? Okay, it says, I just want to know what about my chart throws people off, and if not that, how does my love life look? Okay. Let's see. However, people look at me afraid when they see my chart and won't say what it is. That is very strange. Let's see. Moon in Aries. Cancer Sun. Okay, well, I'm going to start off by saying, this person's CJ. Okay. CJ, I have no idea why people are freaked out by your chart. I don't see anything that immediately alarms me. Let me just say, I've been studying astrology for a good 6 to 7 years. Seriously studying years now. And I would say that what do you call it when you're not a beginner but you're not, what's the in between of beginner and expert? Intermediate? Actually, I'm not even going to say that. Let me see. And I have no clue why people are afraid when they look at your chart. Probably some sort of personal bias. But anyways, let's take a look. If you want to know about your love life in more current events, I recommend taking a look at your I recommend studying your birth chart and transits, as the natal chart gives more of a broader look at your overall life. That said, I'm assuming that you're a beginner since you said you don't know what any of this means. So I'll get you started by interpreting, by helping you interpret your romance relationship houses, which are the 5th house and 7th house. Okay, so just to clarify, they just say, well, if not that, how does my love life look? Okay, so they have an intercepted sign in there, Libra. I still don't know too much about intercepted signs because I subscribe more to the concept that all signs play a role in your chart, like with whole signs. But obviously this kind of thing does happen with Placidus charts. So, let's see. fifth house is more closely tied with romance, and I feel like it would be passion too, yeah, with romance and passion. Actually, no, let's just say casual dating. Well, the seventh house is linked with marriage and close interpersonal relationships. Okay. You could also look at the 8th house for intimacy and deeper personal connections. So even though your 5th house is empty, the 5th house is empty, but we can look at the ruling planet. 5th house is in the sign of Virgo, which means we're going to take a look at Mercury. Mercury is in the sign of Gemini and in the 1st house. Okay? From the sign ruling the cusp and the planetary ruler of the house. Since your river is in the sign of Virgo, your house ruler is Mercury, which is in Gemini and in the 1st house. Okay. Now, here's the thing, right? Let me get my thoughts together. There I go again with the freaking ums. Okay. CJ's 5th house is empty, but we can look at Virgo. Virgo's ruler, which is Mercury. Mercury is in the 1st house and in Gemini. So, this could essentially mean that your approach to dating or romance is very focused on communication and perhaps even shared intellectual interests. Virgo is kind of tricky. The Virgo sign on your cusp could mean that you meet potential partners through service-oriented events or places at your work, through writing or teaching, or in a place that is linked with health. Another thing too, seventh in Sagittarius Okay, so I do notice that their descendant is practically opposite their Venus, which is interesting. Okay. Combined with your ascendant, another one for the 7th house, combined with your descendant being let me just make sure. Yeah, okay. Combined with your descendant being in opposition with Venus could potentially mean that there is struggle with commitment, or that you need a relationship, committed partnership that offers you a lot of freedom. So I can see that, like, the 7th house being opposite Venus, right? It means that there's a big difference in maybe what this person wants in a committed relationship, or it's like their romance, planet of romance, is not seeing eye to eye with their 7th house ruler, which probably means that yes, there is a potential to struggle with commitment, but I wonder if that can also mean, you know what? Okay, this is a good, okay. good time to show how to also utilize ChatGPT or other websites. So, because I'm stuck a little bit. So, we can ask, you can see I'm using astrology analysis, but you could probably just use regular ChatGPT too, honestly. What does it mean to have Venus in opposition with your descendant? Okay. Strong focus on these themes in the context of close relationships. Individuals may attract partners. That's not what I wanted. This is where you have to kind of be careful with. Okay, so I'm gonna also say that this can also mean that the types of relationships or I'm gonna say partnerships. The type of partnerships that you draw in. So that means that the types of partnerships that you draw in may often feel either out of alignment with your romantic ideals or end up not meeting your expectations in some way. You also have Pluto sitting in your 7th house, which gives the indication that you may experience many moments in your life where you are forced to grow and transform through your relationships. So, people often make Pluto in 7th house sound really scary. And certainly for some people it can be. But at the core of it, it's about overcoming fears in connection with marriage or committed partnerships. It also means that you will likely be better suited to be with someone who has a lot of depth to them and can peel into your inner layers, even if at first that's something that you know what? Let's leave it at that. Okay, one down. We're going to upvote, and let's go back to the main page. Alright, let's take a scroll. Let's see. Whoops. Been struggling a ton with self-worth and seeing the big picture. I've been struggling with narc abuse all my life growing up, which has severely impacted my ability to navigate my own emotions as well as relationships with others. The reason I'm very interested in astrology right now is because I've noticed a pattern in my last few relationships. Their sun signs went from Taurus, Gemini to Cancer, and part of me is wondering if I'm on a journey to learn about all the signs, lol. However, these relationships have flopped hard, me getting ghosted or falling for someone who still had strong feelings for their ex, and I'm wondering if there's anything in my chart that may explain why. Any insight is greatly appreciated. Thanks in advance. Okay. So, this is another relationship question, and we're going to take a look at their 7th house, which appears to have Jupiter and Neptune. It's in the sign of Capricorn, and the planetary ruler of the 7th is in the 10th in Pisces. Okay, so maybe I'll also mention that they are going through their Saturn return right now. Okay. So before I get into what I see about your relationships, I do notice that your Saturn is in Pisces, which means that you are currently going through a Saturn return. Likely their first one. Which essentially means that you are being pushed to learn the lessons that Saturn... Actually, no. I feel like a Saturn return, the best way to explain it is that you are essentially being kind of given... So you've been given tests and lessons all throughout your life by Saturn, and this Saturn return is kind of like the final exam. So you're currently going through a Saturn return. But I feel like that's a little bit too much to get into, so I'll see if I can return to it, but for now I'm going to kind of redirect them. I would look into if you don't know what that is. The reason I mention Saturn is mainly because they are the ruler of your 7th house, which is the house of marriage, partnerships, and interpersonal connections. Mention is mainly in the which is the... So it's likely that your Saturn return is playing a role in what you're experiencing in the relationship department. That being said, let's take a look. Actually, let's say also, if you want to know about more current events in your life, I recommend looking at your transits and your progressed chart, as your natal chart gives more of a broad overlook of your entire life. That being said, let's see. Okay. This is another person with an intercepted sign in Scorpio. That's interesting. Okay. That is very interesting. That being said, I noticed that you have Neptune and Jupiter in your 7th house. This probably means that although your 7th house is ruled by the practical responsible? No, what's a good word? Practical. organized. Capricorn is, let me see, practical, organized. Why come it's the Mercury retrograde. My mind is going blank. I'm a Capricorn rising. Okay, I should know about Capricorn. I do know about Capricorn. I don't... Ambitious. Long-term goals. Okay. This probably means that although your 7th house is ruled by the practical, grounded sign of Capricorn, there may still be a tendency to idealize partnerships, or fall victim to manipulation or rose-colored glasses. Okay. I can also see that in your 5th house of romance is Pluto, and the sign of Scorpio is being intercepted. Both of these give me the vibes that you could oftentimes, okay, both of these give me the vibes that you can at times end up becoming romantically interested in people who are quite secretive, perhaps hiding a lot more than they appear. More than they appear to. Have hidden motives or an inner darkness that was not as visible initially. All of that being said, this is not to say that you will always struggle in being said, that does not say that you'll always struggle in the relationship department. But if you wanted to understand okay, let's think of a good way to rephrase this. Okay, because my goal is not to leave this person, Sioris, I'm probably saying that wrong, but my goal is not to leave this person feeling like, oh man, so I'm doomed to always be attracting these types of people, because that's not true. This is not to say that you always struggle in the relationship department, but this does offer you some insight as to why you may have a tendency to attract certain kinds of partners. Thinking. I feel like because let's see, I don't want to just leave it at that. Now, they were basically just asking about why these things tend to happen, but I also wanted to kind of just say, I mean, maybe let's dig deeper. Neptune and Jupiter are both in the 7th house. Okay. Pluto is in the 5th. Who experiences many partnerships over their lifetime. Let's see. Okay, person who experiences many partnerships over their lifetime. Ironically, the 7th house can show us where we attract in our, I wanted to say attract in our hidden enemies, but I feel like that's too much to kind of talk about in such a short time. Can also indicate Jupiter in the 7th can also indicate a person who experiences many partnerships over their lifetime. Okay, right. I really want to say something about Saturn because I keep I will say that you should look into Saturn, into your Saturn return, and learn about what that might mean for you. Since Pisces, Saturn is the ruler of your 7th house, it could be that you end up in these kinds of relationships because you are meant to learn how to see past first appearances or the puppy love phase and see past first appearances and seek out something deeper. You are meant to learn how to tap into your intuition and learn to distinguish what types of people benefit you and which have hidden motives that could hurt you. Let me know if you have any follow-up questions I could help with. Good luck. And I will upvote. Okay. Let's see. How is the Jupiter-Uranus conjunction likely going to play out in my life? Okay. Let's give this one a shot, shall we? A second reading for myself, so I welcome any idea or suggestion. I cannot say I have felt the effects of either Uranus or Jupiter when it comes to 10th house matters. Do you see any way it could play out based on my natal placements? Could it be through different houses, perhaps the squares, or is it just not a relevant transit for me? Thanks in advance. Okay. So, how shall I refer to this person? Rotting wine. Okay. Well, rotting wine. I'm going to say that I have learned that when interpreting the transits, it's usually more accurate accurate if you take into account which houses those planets rule over in your chart. So, in this case, Jupiter rules over the 8th house and 5th house, right? In this case, Jupiter rules over your 8th and 5th houses, while Uranus rules over your 7th. Your 7th house. So, that would make me think that, wait, also, let me take in Jupiter and Uranus are in Taurus. So, I feel like that's going to make me think that this conjunction could create sudden changes in your love life or your partnerships, relationships. Okay. Can I see how long I've been streaming for? 52 minutes. Okay. That would make me think that this conjunction could create sudden changes in your love life or your partnerships / relationships. And you could be more deeply connected or intimate with someone. Let's see. Putting the 10th house tie to it is a little bit tricky. Because the transit is happening through your 10th house, you could potentially meet someone through your career or workplace. What else would I think? Jupiter was the eighth and fifth, and the seventh house is ruled by Aquarius. So they have a lot going on in the sixth house. Okay. Wait, not sixth house. Seventh. But they do have a lot of stuff going on in their sixth house. Okay. Is there anything else that I can kind of say? Jupiter and Uranus. You could meet. You could also form a contract or a strong business partnership with someone. Fifth house also has to do with children, and eighth house with, wait a second, let me just see something. Okay, they do have Pluto in Sagittarius, so they're probably Gen Z. Gen Z is technically old enough to have kids now, right? Yeah. But okay. Also has to do with children. Eighth house with inheritances. So, you could you or someone close to you could become pregnant, or there could be legal issues that pop up that are related to custody, parental care, inheritance, custody, parental care, inheritance, DNA, or whatever. If any of that seems relevant to you. Now, if you have any follow-up questions I could help you with. Okay. Now, let's just... Oh, somebody responded to what I said. Let's take a look. Okay, this is what I said before about, get you started by helping you, da, 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 da. And what did they say? Wait. So right. And about everything you just said, I get really bored in relationships, and my favorite relationship was one I had a ton of banter with. And I am so weird about commitment, and each relationship I feel like has shaped me in some way, and I learned stuff. Wow. And I think it's because of my amount of Gemini. I don't know. Thank you so much. All right. I'm just reminding myself what I even said. Okay, this was the person that had Pluto in their 7th. That's right. You meet potential partners through service-oriented events or places at your work, through writing or teaching, or in a place that is linked with health. Combined with your descendant, being in opposition with your Venus could potentially mean that there is a struggle with commitment, or that you need a relationship, committed partnership. I'm literally just rereading what I said. Okay. All right. Hooray. Helped out one person. All right. Now, is 27 a good age to go back to school? What is this? The transits? I feel like they kind of want to see their progress chart. But, let's see. Confused. Okay. We're gonna keep scrolling. Who might be more possessive in this relationship? Okay. I'm not too good with synastry just yet, so I'm gonna err on the side of caution. Nothing in my 7th and 8th houses. Okay, it looks like someone responded to this, so let's take a look. Okay. Let's see. This person says, your chart suggests the father was missing, tyrannical, or so self-involved so as to not notice your specialness. Oh, interesting. Let's see. Because they're looking at Saturn, I'm guessing. Okay, well, since this person was helped out by somebody, let's try somebody else. A lot of big plans between now and this time next year. Okay. What do you see in regards to career and family? This kind of sounds like the same question. Is this the same one I already answered? Let me see. No, guess not, right? It's just a coincidence? Okay. Oh, another Jupiter conjunct Uranus one. Let's see. Taurus ascendant. What changes can I possibly expect? Let's me just real quick. Where exactly did I... Where's the one I just answered? This one? No. Where is the one? Disappeared. Okay. Well, let's go back. What changes can I possibly expect? Okay, I'm a post-grad student who's recently been feeling existential dread about... Oh no, existential, no dread. About my career direction and financial decisions. I changed from my finance background to STEM in 2021, but have struggled to find my footing in this field. I have also not made the best financial decisions with an inheritance, and I'm really reeling over my finances. Okay. So, Jupiter is transiting through their first house, but just like with the other one, we are going to... And I just realized the music's not playing anymore. Too quiet. Okay, here we go. Whoops. Whoa, I just like really spaced out right there. Okay. Okay. Oh my god, my brain is... Mercury retrograde! Okay. Relax. Okay, Jupiter. Jupiter rules what house in this person's chart. Or houses, I should say. Sagittarius. That is the 8th house. Inheritances, like they said. And potentially finances. And then Pisces is the 11th house. And Uranus rules the 10th. Okay. Well, I might leave this one a little bit more brief, but we're going to say that since Jupiter and Uranus, okay, I'm going to first say since Jupiter rules over the, I think it was 8th and 11th, the 8th and 11th houses in your chart, and Uranus rules the 10th house. I would expect this transit to impact your well, okay. I would expect this transit to impact your, actually, instead of saying impact, to bring about changes in these specific areas. 8th house is in fact connected with inheritance. Is in fact connected with inheritances, debt, taxes, and essentially any other money that is either shared or borrowed. Now, here's what I don't know for certain, is if we need to look at Jupiter. Oh, but this is their aspects with the transits, I believe, right? Okay. Because I was going to say, where is Jupiter in their chart right now? Jupiter is actually in their 8th. And Uranus is where? Uranus is in the 9th, in the 29th degree. Wow. Interesting. Okay. Oh, and that's interesting that they said that they received an inheritance and have Jupiter in the 8th. Okay. So while it's a little difficult to say what types of changes will occur. But Jupiter tends to expand and bring more of something. So that could mean more inheritance, it could mean more borrowed money, or it could mean more of something else. Let's just leave it at that for now. Okay. And then Uranus rules, what did I say? 11th and 10th houses. Okay. The link with the 11th and 10th houses makes me think also that there is potential for you to expand for you to level up your career status, or experience a shift in your direction through networking or meeting someone from a group, organization, or social circle you are a part of. Direction through networking or meeting someone from a group or a social circle you are a part of. What if I just could give some overall advice based on their chart? Because let's see. They've been feeling existential about their career, right? Their 10th house is in Aquarius. They also have their 10th house ruler in the 9th, right? Okay. And it's in the 29th degree. In order to find your footing in the field you're currently in, you may find that it's beneficial to seek out mentors, teachers, or other people who are like-minded, or other like-minded people, and to ask them for advice, or journey alongside and learn from them through shared experiences. Now, if you have a follow-up question, that I could try and help you with. Good luck. Okay. Oh, look. Okay. Could I pursue an artistic career based on my birth chart? Are there any strong indicators? Because I don't really know what to do with my life. Okay. Now, here's a caveat, right? If you want an artistic career, there's many different ways of reading a chart that can tell you that. But let's get into it. Okay. So, they want to know if there's any strong indicators. Okay, well, let's see. Their midheaven is in the sign of Sagittarius. Their Jupiter is where? Looks like the first house, right? Yeah. Okay. Their fifth house. Wow, that's so strange that the IC is in the fifth house. Placidus can be weird, y'all. Fifth house is in Gemini, I'm assuming. And Mercury's where? 12th house. Okay. I also have Pluto in the MC. Man, this chart is kind of confusing because of that. No. This is their 10th house. Well, okay. Pluto's in the 11th. Okay. But that is so weird because their 10th house does not match with their midheaven. Okay. Charts like this can really kind of throw me off for a second. And this is why I prefer astro.com over AstroSeek. But let's see. Very strange. Okay. Let me also just... So, it's kind of complicated because now it's like their 10th house ruler. Is that... I mean, if we were going by Mars, it's also in the first house. If we were going by Pluto, then it's in the 11th. Okay. So, I mean, to be honest, there isn't anything that automatically jumps out to me as being artistic, but that still doesn't necessarily mean that they aren't meant for an artistic career. So, alright, let's give this a shot though. Okay. So it really sort of depends on what type of artistic career you are interested in. At first glance, I don't necessarily see any prominent indicators of you having an artsy career, but that doesn't. Okay, wait. At first glance, I don't necessarily see any prominent indicators of you having an artsy career, but because astrology is so highly complex, no. How can I word this? Let's see. That's if we go off of the more standard signs, planets that rule over the arts in general. Your one thing that I'll be honest, one thing that confuses me slightly when I look at your chart below is that it appears like your midheaven and 10th house are ruled by different signs. Which I don't often see. And is likely only possible through using Placidus charts. But this would typically be where you would look for questions about your career, about the career you are best suited for. The combination of Sagittarius, Chiron, and Scorpio energy interlinked with the 10th house makes me think of a career that's tied with healing, teaching, philosophy, spirituality, or psychology. in teaching, philosophy, spirituality, or psychology. The ruler of your the planetary ruler of your midheaven is Jupiter in Aquarius in the first house. Okay. Now that Aquarius energy could certainly be used in an artistic career, as this sign is known for being innovative and unique self-expression. This would also make me think of a career that is potentially tied with expressing one's individuality, as well as collaborations, working as a group, or working as a group. Okay, let me see now. That's right, I said that their Mars, which is the traditional ruler of Scorpio, is also in the first house. And also in Aquarius. So, you could also have, I'm going to say, maybe I should, hold on, let me see. That's Uranus, right? Uranus is where? Is it on the ascendant? Or is it in the 12th? Okay, wait, let's see. That's Venus. Sun. Okay, so I think it's in the 12th actually, not. Okay. Ah. But I'm sensing. Okay. Okay. If we put career aside for a moment, I can see that with the amount of planets you have in 12th, which gives Pisces energy, including your twelfth, which gives Pisces energy, including your chart ruler. Uranus. I'm going to say with the your chart ruler Uranus, I can see where oh shoot, do I have to leave? We're going to stop the stream for now. Peace out.